This is the Vulcan TKL Pro, the first TKL keyboard Roccat is releasing. Now they also did release a full-size version of this keyboard as well, along with the TKL version. The Vulcan series in general has been out for a while, and they have a few variations of this type of keyboard. However, the thing that I really like about the Vulcan series and what makes it stand out to me personally is how low profile these keyboards actually are. Huge fan of that modern and sleek look. The things that were included with this keyboard in the box are the keyboard, of course, a detachable USB-C to USB-A braided cable that is 6 feet long, and then a quick start guide that shows you how to use some of the basic features with this keyboard, and that's going to be things like the lighting as well as the Windows lock mode. In terms of color options with the Roccat TKL keyboard, you're only going to get the option to get it in this dark black color. You don't have the option to get a white color like some of the other keyboards that they offer. The build quality of this keyboard I found was excellent, and overall when you're actually using this thing, you really feel like you're using a premium keyboard. The way it's constructed, the way it looks, it's all fantastic. And getting into the materials a little bit here, the top of the keyboard has this aluminum plate which is cold to the touch, and it has this brushed metal texture, and it looks really nice, and I'm digging that. On the back of the keyboard, it's made of a durable plastic material that doesn't look cheap, and it doesn't have that grainy look. I like the more sleek look. You're also going to have two adjustable legs on the back of the keyboard which have rubber grips built onto them, and I'm a huge fan of these legs because if you ever feel like you need to prop your keyboard up to give you a more ergonomic typing experience, you can definitely do that with this keyboard here. There are a lot of keyboards where they only have one size and you can't really adjust it, but luckily here Roccat thought of the user and wanted to make it as comfortable as possible. If you take a look at the keycaps, you can see that they're very thin and slim, and that's going to be cool because it's going to give you this more aggressive and modern look, which I'm personally a fan of. And the keycaps themselves, they do have these fingertip shaped keys at the top. So basically what that means, it's going to have like a concave on each key, and that's going to make it easier for your fingers to find the key and give you a more accurate click. Something that's quite unique with this keyboard is the media controls, and you're going to see that they have a volume knob that is made of plastic. It doesn't have the ability to click into the keyboard, so it's only left and right. And you also have this mixer media audio control button, and we're going to cover what that button does in the software video of this keyboard. A little more on the cable, it is detachable, so if you're not a fan of the cable that's included, you can always purchase a custom one that's going to match your theme. I personally had no issues with the cable, but if you are into cable modding and you want that unique look, you can totally do it with the keyboard here. A lot of larger size keyboards come with a wrist rest to give you a more comfortable typing experience, but because this is a low profile keyboard, you're not going to really need a wrist rest because your fingers, they lay pretty low on the ground along with the keyboard, and your fingers can comfortably reach most of the keys without any strains or any pains or anything like that. Now getting into the key switches, these are using Roccat's Titan key switch mechanisms, and this keyboard here only comes with the red linear switches. A lot of keyboards out there come with like blue switches, brown switches, red switches, but unfortunately this one only comes with the reds. You can swap these out if you're into like keyboard modding and customizing your keyboard, but by default you can only have the reds. Now here's a quick typing test for y'all to hear what the keyboard actually sounds like. No complaints with the typing experience. I love how tight every key feels. There's not much rattle or wobble going on, and I'm a huge fan of how these reds sound with the Titan switches Roccat is using. Now in terms of the wobble, a lot of keyboards out there also do have like massive spacebar wobble, but I found that with the Roccat Vulcan TKL keyboard that there was practically no wobble on any of the keys, including the spacebar or the larger size keys. So if you're worried about spacebar wobble, I wouldn't be, because this keyboard is constructed very nicely. Now there are some RGB lights built onto the keyboard, and you can do some customization without the software, and you can do things like turn the lights on and off, adjust the brightness levels, and change between two different profile color sets that are built onto the keyboard. And you can change the colors by holding the function key and then pressing the arrow keys, and there's little icons that indicates what each light feature does on the key itself. As far as software goes with the keyboard, the software is only compatible with Windows computers. So if you want to get into depth with the software, you're gonna not have the option to do that with like Mac or Linux computers. This is pretty much a Windows only keyboard when it comes to the software functionality. And if you want to see more information about the software, I made a separate video about that you can find down in the description below. Now, some of my pros and cons with this keyboard, the things I really liked with the keyboard was the construction quality. This thing is put together very nicely. It does not feel cheap, and you're paying kind of a more premium price to get that nice build quality, and that premium price is going to be roughly $160, but it's worth it because you also get the awesome typing experience and the low profile look. And Roccat is not a cheap brand. They're kind of known for creating that premium peripherals for your desk setup. Now, the only thing I didn't like with this keyboard, and this is kind of doesn't apply to everyone, but that's the fact that they don't come with many different key switch options. If you're a fan of the blue switches or the browns, you can't really get them with this keyboard by default. You're gonna have to do a custom job by buying your own switches and doing a swap yourself. So you only get the reds, and it's not really a bad thing. It's just they don't have much options at the moment. Maybe they will release more in the future, but as of right now, it only comes with the red switches. Now, if you want to see a video of the cheaper version of this keyboard, the last gen full-size keyboard, I'm going to leave a link down in the description below to that, and you can see if whether you should get the latest version or the older version of the Vulcan series keyboards. The Roccat TKL version is for sale on Amazon, which I'll leave a link down in the description below if you are interested in purchasing it. And I would highly recommend this keyboard if you are looking for that premium high build quality mechanical keyboard. And with that being said, if you are interested in staying in the loop with what's happening in the tech world, make sure you click that subscribe button and I'll keep you up to date. Don't forget to like this video and leave your comments down below. I'll see you in the next one.